So we're back at the Bashan Motomax 250. We did a ride around on it. We only got like 60 miles on it. We're going to change that oil that's in the crankcase. It's pretty rough oil. It's just shipping stuff. So we're going to put some synthetic stuff with some high zinc in it. We're also going to be pulling off this exhaust and putting on a aftermarket muffler. Then we're going to cut the cat out. The cat sits right behind this heat shield. We're also going to be rejetting the car, taking off the airbox, as well as putting an LED headlight bulb in and cutting down this rear fender. I don't like it at all. Yeah, we're going to get to, we'll let you hear it first, what it sounds like with the factory exhaust. But we'll just give it a couple revs. So it's not crazy.
How much louder do you think the aftermarket?
A lot louder. So here's the muffler we're using. This is the same thing we used on like Lonnie's MB200. It'll look a ton better, be shorter, and it has a removable baffle. So if you don't want it so quiet, you can pull that baffle out, and it's like a two-stage baffle. You can take another piece off the baffle, make it even louder, or you can pull it completely out. So that'll be our muffler we're going to put on there. We're going to use the same header. Just get rid of that cap. Take the muffler off. There's just 3 10mm. There's 2 on the muffler hanger and then 1 on this clamp. There's our muffler set up.
Oh, good.
Sick. So to get this exhaust out, you got to get it forward more. And this splash guard, this little inner fender, is keeping it. So here's unbolted one side. There we go.
Put this back on. You think we'll need it off?
Leave it off, yeah. So we're going to take this to the bandsaw. I'm going to cut this right there and bust this cat out. And then we can bolt it back on the bike, get everything tweaked the way we need it, and weld it back on. The only downside, this is stainless, and I don't have any stainless TIG or MIG wire. So, you know, the weld will rust over time, but, you know, who cares? Okay. Holy moly. It's pretty rough on my blade because I cut through the cap, but there's only one downside. It's double walled inside, so it's got this heat shield around it. So the only bad thing about that is when we weld this back on, I probably honestly should have cut it here on the weld, because we're not going to be able to weld that inside piece back on. And I do think this is
2 cat.
2 cats, yeah. And you can buy an exhaust, I think a CRF 250 or 230. What's the 230 Honda?
Just
CRF. It's not a race bike though, is it?
No, it's just 230 instead of
like a trail bike.
Yeah.
So yeah, trail bike. I know on the Hawks and stuff, the trail bike mufflers will bolt right on, and they still have this.
This engine is comparable to the CRF 230.
Yeah, it's a lot. Cut it again, baby. So we found out this wasn't the life for us. We've did this before and it sucks. So it has 2 cats on it. That smaller tube, which is kind of tucked behind the frame, and then the larger tube. So what we're going to do is we're just going to delete both of them with a piece of stainless. Now it will be just a regular MIG weld with regular MIG wire, but it's better than us spending hours. Can you see in there?
No, not really.
So back in the day, cats on cars used to be almost like a clay type material. It would bust up really easy. When I was a youngster, and we used to bust cats out for more horsepurs. But this one's all like almost a stainless material, so it's like ridiculous getting out.
Looks like a honeycomb of stainless steel.
Stainless, yeah. Can you see it in there? So I'm going to cut this whole section out. This whole section out here. This whole section out here. Then we can bolt everything back into place and just add a small piece in between.
It's all intertwined and just hard to bust out. Look at that. That's nice. That's perfect for not creating turbulence.
Yeah. That's a chunk ramp. It ramps the exhaust around the chunk. So this is not ideal. Again, this is correct. You would want this pipe going into this pipe, but you would want this pipe going inside this pipe to keep it flowing correctly. Listen, this is still going to be way better.
We found some big old boogers
of
on
stainless
the inside.
where
So
they
it was
blew
already losing performance.
Yeah, so we're going to tack this in 2 places. So that got the front cat deleted. We're not interfering any. We got this mount bolted up. Then once this is all tacked up, then we can kind of start. This is going to be the hard one. You basically got to slide a piece of pipe, get it clocked the right way, and somehow mark it with a Sharpie with a line under there. Then pull it all off, tack it on the workbench, put it back on. It's not going to be fun.
Preferably you want a welder that doesn't fart every time you use it too.
That's the spool on
Yeah.
it. For some reason, you got to leave the nut super loose on the spool, and it won't do it. I think when we replaced that tank last time, Daniel tightened it up a little too much.
Tighten it up to where normal ones are supposed to be.
Yeah, and it farts around. That's pretty dang good already.
Bam.
If we can just mark it. Done. Tape it up. Grab some Scotch tape. We got the flange tightened up on the head. We don't have this tightened up all the way. And the last thing we got to do is weld this collector to this stainless here. And then we'll put these springs on that'll pull the muffler back towards it. So we're going to do a first start with this new exhaust. It's not, like I said, the muffler flange is not welded. But it shouldn't matter because it's just a blow through. We already taken the baffle out. Doggy, she sounds pretty sick. That's the way it should sound from factory.
Why didn't they do that?
Wait, come on, Bashan. Bashan. So we're gonna weld the studs back on, so this can go right back on there and hide our janky piece of stainless that's MIG welded.
Really don't look that bad.
No, the MIG welds are okay. I had to spot weld them like burnt, 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 burnt. You know, that's a better example. Beep, bump, burnt, beep, but there should be no like. You know, whatever. she's alright. She's alright.
It'll work.
Hey.
Nicely done. Look what this dum-dum's doing.
Easy.
Yeah, that's straight.
So good.
Perfect. Yeah, boy.
We cut the little studs off that held this little heat shield on.
Put them back on.
Can't even tell the cat's been deleted.
And that's hidden back there.
Yeah, and that's the extension. It's already turned bronze, but it sounds pretty sick. Blows flames. Looks
factory.
So we did take the airbox off. You can see the air filter right there. Beep boop. Engine, the motor. Okay.
gone.
Look at that. Looks a million times better. So last piece of this puzzle is this LED light bulb. Everything we've used is linked in the video description, of course. Your Allen's right there. It looks like there's just a couple Allones on each side, a couple 5mm, and we can pull this cowl down and slap that new bulb in it. Now if you push this clip down, bend your fingernail back. So the new headlight bulb comes with several of these little retaining clips, different styles. Just going to see which one matches
the old one.
The old one looks like this one. Take out this little Phillips head here. Don't lose it.
Throw the old thing on the ground.
Will not need it anymore. So of course we didn't show you what it looked like before, but it was a real yellowed headlight. So that's running lights. We are going to get a LED for that. I just forgot to get one. That's the low beam.
Bam.
High beam.
That's
you can hear a little fan on it. Fan on the back of the bulb. But yeah. So we're going to get LEDs for the taillights, LEDs and the signals, but the tag light and this amber running light is not. So we'll switch those out later. Yeah, she's ready for, we're going to mount the tag and then we'll take it for a rip and see what the difference is. But look, listen how good it sounds.
Big improvement.
Sounds sick. Yeah, oh, it revs a ton faster. Looks factory still. Well, 60/40.
Looks better, that's for sure.
I like it. Yeah, we'll throw the tag on and see what kind of difference makes with my cheese foot on it. So, back at it on the Bashan. So, one massive difference is she climbs way quicker, like a ton quicker. Now, of course, you're not going to get any higher top speeds because you're not revving it any further. Nothing we did is achieving more RPMs. It's just getting us to that RPM faster. So we're just in 5th gear, cruising. What up, dog? She's loud though. And I didn't show you guys, but on screen now is how we mounted the tag. I think it looks pretty cool. A little different. But yeah, this bike sounds awesome. This really woke it up. I can't imagine what the headwork is going to do. That's where we'll see some good stuff. So like I said, you're not going to see a higher top speed unless you're getting more RPMs. And all we did was we're getting to our max RPM faster. So it still runs like 60, 65, but she's a lot funner getting up there. I do think this bike could stand with my weight on it to be geared even higher, so we could cruise at 60 a little more comfortable. Oh, the pop and crackle sounds sick. Like this bike went from sounding like a scooter
to sounding like a motocross bike. It's pretty sick. For what we're going to use this bike for, oh, she's perfect. For sure. I just love the gear down. Like, I'm actually talking a lot louder than I normally do because I can't hear myself that good no more. And I'm shifting with no clutch, by the way. And that's like 55. I mean, you can cruise pretty easily at 55 on this bike. Like I said, you guys know what it is. I already got them gravy bones. I'm really hoping the headwork and the flat slide carb makes a difference in the top end power. That's where she needs it. But oh, this thing is super fun. Dang it, I forgot my backpack. I was supposed to mail some t-shirts out and some stickers. Didn't kick it up in the gear all the way. So it's like cruising at 60, but we're in the upper RPMs. Someone in the last video was saying try to find a different cam. I would love to try to find a different cam, but you got to find out what engine that they cloned with this engine. Oh, it's... Oh my gosh, I thought that dog was good. Woo! My heart just sank.
Guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Hope that you guys can tell how much faster this bike climbs. It's a huge difference from like 0 to 50 mile an hour. Massive difference. It's actually a ton of fun now. I'm gonna let Lonnie ride it with the GoPro because Lonnie weighs half of me, so the bike's gonna be a lot more impressive with his weight. But I can't imagine being a teenager in high school and having this bike, because that's really what this bike's designed to be, is a beginner bike for all ages, really, because I'm a heavy guy and the suspension handles me 100% perfect. So that's what was real surprising with this bike. But we like it. We approve of it. It's pretty sick. That head work, we shipped our head off to Lansdowne Family Racing to get ported up. I don't like spending the time to port heads, and he's really quick at it. So we'll get that ported head back. We'll measure out the intake port to see what size flat slide we need to order for it, and we'll get that in the next video. So stay tuned for that, and let us know what engine you want to see on this. Would you like to see a 2-stroke engine or a 4-stroke later if we decide to engine swap it? And if we did engine swap it, we would take this engine and put it on a mini bike. I think that'd be pretty sick. So let us know what you think about the bike in the comments section below. Also, make sure to check out the links to where you can get this bike, the muffler, even the stainless tube that we use to delete the cats. Every piece is linked in the video's description, and those do help us to continue to do videos. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and we love you, and God bless.